What's up, you guys? It's Simone, aka Money Moan here, and we are back with Triple M's, okay? And this is the last week of Unrivaled. This is championship week, okay? And what a season it's been. What an amazing 10 weeks. We've seen a lot of basketball, and like, I just love to see it. But before we get into that, let's get into these clubhouse rules and these shout outs. You know my clubhouse rules, you guys. No Dodger slander, no Lakers slander, no Ram slander, and we will not tolerate the hate in women's sports across the board, okay? I want to give a shout out though, okay? The first shout out. I want to give a shout out to Adidas basketball. They just released the little reel, little vibe on Instagram. I really liked. I like the new players: Kalia Copper, Satu Sabli, Aaliyah Edwards, and the point guard Chelsea Gray. And yeah, I like the new look for Adidas basketball. Like they snugged Satu Sabli from Jordan. She's with Adidas now.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. So Satu's on there, and then who else they got on there?
Aaliyah Edwards, Kalia
Ooh,
Copper,
ooh.
Chelsea Gray, Aaliyah
Okay,
Boston. Aaliyah Boston's
okay,
been with Adidas basketball, but NECA, like it's
I,
a
okay. I like
it's
the.
a well blended cast of like your rookies. You got your vets, you got your prime time players, you got some franchise. We got a little bit of everything in there. I like it.
Okay, now let's. Okay, so what they got? It. They got a little video or a commercial or something.
Yes, they do. Um,
What?
I need y'all to be better in the chat. I feel like y'all got the chat on mute. Next time we need to turn the notification on because I had it playing this morning.
Let me see. Let me find the chat. You just sent it.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, here you go. I'm about to play it right here.
All right, for sure.
I mean, my favorite part is like Satu. Okay, I like that.
I like the part. I like the beginning when they was stretching and how like Aaliyah Edwards was talking about the old heads, and Kalia Copper was like, "Oh, what you call it the old head?" Because I felt Kalia Copper because we're like we're like the same age, and it's like we're not old, but I get it. Y'all new to this, but we've been true to this, so I like it. I like the lineup. I honestly think it's a way better lineup than Nike. Like Adidas is low key at number one right now in my eyes, and Nike's at number two. And then you got Puma coming in at three because Puma got some good athletes too. Like, let's not sleep on the Puma athletes. All right. But I like it though. I said it and see the beginning of season two, Candace Parker being the president of Adidas basketball. We was gonna see more of these ladies in the W getting some pub and getting some run. I said it. I said it. All right. But let's get into the rest of the shout outs, okay? Um, I want to give a shout out to Lisa Leslie because we already know she's a freaking legend. And the fact that she's being a legendary vet, she's being that encouraging vet, working with Angel Reese. And then I just seen the other day that she's been in the gym working with Satu Sabali too. Just shout out to Lisa Leslie because that's just what just to get a little bit of gems and just some knowledge from Lisa Leslie is pretty dope. And since we're talking about Lisa Leslie, everybody get them tomatoes ready. Tomatoes to those teams that didn't accept Lisa Leslie's name in the pool for her to be a WNBA coach.
Sparks.
It wasn't my sparks. Don't do that. Don't maybe crash out on this. Don't maybe crash out on this screen. I know it wasn't my sparks. The court is named after Lisa Leslie. It wasn't my sparks. I can tell you that for certain. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then at the same time, I would hate to be loud and wrong on here. Don't Flicks, don't do that. The show ain't even started yet. Look at you. Look at you. Anyways, I'm back home. All right. So we have a playoff matchup for Unrivaled. First, we started with 6 teams and we have 4 left. Okay. And then we got to get to 2 to crown the Unrivaled champions. Okay. So we got the number 1, Lunar Owls. Who do you? Versus number 4, Vinyl. And then we have the number 3, Laces, against the number 2, Rose Club. They don't have a sound. I just did the flower bloom. That's all I came up with.
I like this.
But period. You know what I'm saying? Boss man like it. I'm rolling. Okay. So that's the matchup we have, and those matchups will be on Sunday. Okay, those will be on Sunday. Times, I don't know if the times are Pacific. I believe it's 4:30 Pacific time for the first game and 5:30 Pacific time for the second game. If I'm not mistaken, we are on LA time. So, just check up their Instagram. Oh, boom, I was right. There we go. And then the games will be either on True TV or TNT, I believe. And if you're looking like, oh, Simone, I don't have cable, stream it on HBO Max. No excuse. Tap into some good hoops, okay? All right. Let's tap into this number 1, Lunar Owls versus Vinyl, number 4. Okay? 1 versus 4. Just because it's 1 versus 4, that does not mean it's going to be a cakewalk for the Lunar Owls, okay? And the one thing that kept the Lunar Owls consistent and a well-balanced punch is the fact that they have multiple players that could go. They've had the same starting 3 through the past 10 weeks, and I believe those 3 are very vital to the Lunar Owls winning. And I believe the one L that they did have against the Rose Basketball Club was because that big 3 was out of sync, because you had Nafisha Collier in foul trouble, and then they were missing a lot of shots. Okay. So I think the key for the Lunar Owls to win is to keep being consistent the way they were doing. And those big 3 in Skylar Diggins Smith, Nafisha Collier, and Alicia Gray, they have to step up and be really big. And then Courtney Williams coming off the bench has to be super explosive. And Shakira Austin has to give good minutes. What I mean by give good minutes, play solid defense, control the boards, get a dynamic block or 2, and also score the ball, because the last game, the second game before last, she showed that she could score. She had 17 points. She had a solid game. So they have to have a team effort to win, right? But like I said, it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Lunar Owls, because Vinyl, they got some stuff too. they got some stuff over there too. They have some buckets over there. They got buckets in Ryan Howard, Erika Gumawale. Okay. And then a sleeper, De'Erica Hamby, Mama D, been silently dropping some numbers. And then you have a solid, consistent point guard in Jordan Canada. And then you have a big in Aaliyah Boston. And then you have a dynamic guard in Ray Burrell. Okay. And they are coached by Teaspoon. All right. So I feel like for the Vinyl to win, they have to get them scores the ball. I think the tempo has Jordan Canada has to set a solid tempo, and those scores have to be ready to let it fly. You have to be ready to let it fly. They have to go in the basket, and you got to kind of put pressure on the Lunar Owls, because once Nafisha Collier is in foul trouble, their whole dynamic, their whole lineup changes. So I think in order for them to do that, they have to attack the inside. They have to really attack her on defense because she is a presence on defense just how she is on offense. And I think in order for them to beat the Lunar Owls, they have to really attack an Ephesia Collier, especially on them driving to the basket, get in contact, absorbing contact, and controlling the boards. That's the only way I think that they'll be able to win because they're good. Don't get me wrong, but the Lunar Owls have had a solid, consistent punch from all of their players. Vinyl, not really. It's been kind of bouncing back and forth. Jordan Canada kind of like has been that workhorse. Same thing for De'Erica Hamby. And I feel like in order for them to beat the Lunar Owls, they have to attack Nafisha Collier, get her in early foul trouble, and then have them just play against y'all. Like, because honestly, who can really guard Ryan Howard? Who can really guard Arika Gumawale? Like, they can't guard them one on one. But when the Fiji Colliers, they play team defense, and it's like, got to cut the head off the snake. That's what I'm thinking. What you think, Flicks?
I mean, I'm vinyl all the way. I'm vinyl when I walk in, vinyl when I walk out. Okay.
Period. So who you got? Who you got? You got Vinyl versus who? Out of the Laces and Rose.
Laces are cool, man, but the Rose, there's something about the Rose that just is telling me that they might just win this whole thing.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Give me the vinyl over the Lunar Owls over your precious Lunar Owls.
Okay, I
Major
got the Lunar
upset.
Owls. I got the Lunar Owls winning.
Yeah, I know. Major upset alert. You know what I mean? Shout
Okay.
out to my casuals. We're gonna check the betting lines on this. I wonder if we could bet on this. We gotta call Juice.
They was
Well, we missed
I
out.
I called HR. I told HR he ain't doing his job because he could have been doing the parlays and the money line on game winners, the first bucket. But it's okay though. We gonna cut him some slack. We gonna cut him some slack, okay? But let's get into it. So Flicks want me to talk about the Rose Basketball Club. Okay, they're at the number 2. First of all, I'm surprised they're sitting at number 2 because if you would have seen their first 5 games, you would have been like, "What the hell is going on?" Okay, but on a team where you have the point guard, you think she was going to let that slide? Absolutely not. She is the reason they are at number 2. Okay. And when I mean a true sound definition of a vet point guard, that's Chelsea Gray. Chelsea Gray controls the tempo of the game. She scores. She scores at will, picks her spot, and as you've seen in those game winners she has, she's picking the spots. It's not like she's quote unquote taking what the defense is giving her. She's setting the defense up and she's getting in those areas. Okay. And the one thing I like about these veteran point guards, especially in Chelsea Gray, is when she plays well and she gets going, it's contagious. When she plays her game, everyone around her is better. Everyone around her is better. And the one player that whose game has improved just over these 10 weeks is Angel Reese. And I'm a split the pie up to with between Chelsea Gray being that point guard presence and Lisa Leslie working with her on the outs. But like we all know Angel Reese was confident. Like when she first got into the W, I was kind of skeptical because of the way she was shooting, her shooting percentage, and just her guarding people eye to eye. And like it wasn't she wasn't coming out with the dub every time. But that confidence of them double doubles in the W to now like still confidently getting those double doubles, rebounding. Like we all knew coming in, she was the best rebounder in college basketball. She proved that she's one of the top rebounders in the W, and she is the one of the top rebounders in the Unrivaled league behind the Fusion Collier, I believe. But just her confidence, the fact that she's confidently shooting the outside jumper a bit, she's able to play the game, and she has a feel for it to where it makes this Rose Basketball Club very scary to play. Okay, and then I like a couple of the other players on the Rose Basketball Club, and I think they have an X factor, Flicks. The Rose Basketball Club has an X factor in two players, actually, in two players, and you're gonna be like, who? Who are these two players? I'm gonna name them right now: Lexi Hall and Azura Stevens. Those are the X factor players for the Rose Basketball Club that gets them going, because you know what you're gonna get from Slim. You know what you're going to get from the point guard. You know what you're going to get from Angel Reese. You know what you're going to get from Kalia Copper. But those two are the X factors because they are versatile in their own way, in their own right. Lexi Hull might not be the quickest guard, but she has tons of length. And when she shoots and it's going in, she's super confident. She could slash to the basket. She makes the hard nose plays. She's long enough to guard that quicker guard, and she could stay in front of him just enough and contest the shot. Azura Stevens, she's a dynamic big. She's not your traditional post player type of big, but she could pull you out, shoot the three. She's confident enough in her handles, and she could also take you down low. And if they get good play from those two, there is a chance. There is a huge chance that they will beat the Laces. There's a huge chance that they will beat the Laces, but they don't have a cakewalk because the Laces Basketball Club, they're kind of getting put together. They're like on some Amos Jones, like they're getting put together. Like at first they was all sick, this sick little germ, couldn't get the bug off. Now they're back and they're getting healthy, and they look like how they did the first couple of weeks with the addition of Jackie Young. Okay, so I think for the Laces to win and go to the championship game, there needs to be big games from three people. Let's make it four. Okay. Alyssa Thomas, Jackie Young, Big Mama Steph, and Kayla McBride. I'm not saying all four of them have to be in double figures, but they all have to have a big game and play their part and know their role. And what I mean for Alyssa Thomas is that's Miss Triple Double. She has to control the tempo of the game and have this Laces team run in at her pace. Because she can dribble the ball, bring it down, and set a screen. She facilitates, she rebounds, she plays bully ball, she does it all. You got a player 1 through 5 in Alyssa Thomas. And for Kayla McBride just has to shoot and be confident. Even if she misses her first 3 or 4 shots, she has to shoot. She has to be that present. She has to be aggressive. Because if she's not shooting as much because she missed 3 shots or calls not going her way, she's taking herself out of the game. And the Laces do not need that. They need as many shot attempts as possible. They need to get the reps up. And Kayla McBride is a bucket. Let's not forget that she's a bucket, and in order for her to be a bucket, she has to get the shots up. And that silent assassin, Jackie Young, if she plays the way she did these past 3 games, they have a chance to be in the championship round. They have a chance. Like Jackie Young has finally gotten over that injury. It's just like she's back. She's back to being that girl, and they need that. And Big Mama Steph, I feel like we don't talk about Stephanie Dolson enough. Like she set some of the best screens. She's one of the more um super high IQ post players because I like how she moves without the ball. She gets in those pocket spots. She'll shoot the three if she's wide open, and she has a really nice form, a really nice release. And if those four really turn it on and put it together, they'll beat the Rose Basketball Club. And let me just say this right now, Flicks. Here's what I got in my championship round.
Also, this champions win $50,000 too. Just putting that out there. Each player.
Wait, I that's you had to take off weight. You had to take it. It's okay. It's
Go for the
okay.
casual.
No, the casuals do not take that. But let me tell you who I have in my championship round, Flicks. You ready? I have Lunar Owls versus Laces Basketball Club. I'm mad we ain't got no soundboard because I needed a tag.
I mean, the crickets was enough. Do you really believe this?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Like I said, the Laces are back in, like Osmosis Jones. They're back. They're back in full form and they're healthy. And they got a Jackie Young that's in her bag, and a Jackie Young that's actually out there talking and taunting. I've never seen that. That's a scary Jackie.
I
That's
think
what we call her. We call her. You know how you got Scary Terry? We got Scary Jackie. I'm calling her Scary Jackie.
I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? Casual corner.
Boo.
Casual corner. This is gonna be the biggest game for some of these girls since the playoffs, WNBA playoffs, right? Super spotlight Sunday night. There is no football on. Okay, this is specifically for these girls. These both of these games are gonna have championship magnitude. Every possession is gonna matter. So
All
this
the
is just
games.
one game. But
Yeah.
these in particular though, because this is when they go home, and now everybody's watching.
Yep.
Everybody.
It's single game elimination.
Yeah, some people might not watch the regular season, but the average sports watcher, you're gonna watch the playoffs just off a competitive edge. So
Exactly.
there's gonna be a lot of watchers, and in this one game, we're gonna see who steps up. And I think my vinyl gonna step up, all I'm gonna say.
Man, we need a soundboard. I gotta put in my note to the budget department. They didn't get it. I asked them for the soundboard, but hey, it's okay.
Send
It's
an email
okay.
to HR.
Yeah. Cause what's taking them so long? Where's the soundboard? I was supposed to have a tag. I was supposed to have a tag 2 seconds ago because I've been talking. I've been saying some stuff. Okay. But no, I got the Lunar Owls versus the Laces, and I got the Lunar Owls winning it all. And the Fiji Collier is going to be MVP because this is her league. This is her league, and she's going to win MVP.
I got a couple of Fiji Collar highlights we'll show.
Okay, and speaking of that, wait, let's go over the all unrivaled team. Okay, can we can we just list the team? Which one you want me to list first? You want me to list first or second? Which one to do?
Let's go with the first team. Let's cast out the hat. Let's go with the first team.
Okay,
Who's
so
the top
let's
dog?
see. All unrivaled first team. We got Chelsea Gray, Nafisha Collier, and Kayla McBride. Okay, and let's. You know what? Can we start with the point guard first, or what you Flix? What you want us to start off with first?
The point guard could do it, man. She's doing it with the pimp lane.
I'm not. I don't co-sign with what he said, but the point guard, Chelsea Gray, she had the most game winners in this unrivaled league. She's like I said before, she scores at will. She drops dimes. She's throwing dimes out there. Like the passing is crazy.
Nah, salute. That's my point guard right there. I ain't gonna lie. Forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, and this is a scary type of Chelsea Gray. Like this Chelsea Gray reminds me of the 2016 WNBA finals when it was the Sparks versus the Minnesota Lynx. Is that type of Chelsea Gray where she's like she knows it's time to turn it up. And I could see I wouldn't be surprised if she won MVP of Unrivaled either. Or if it was up to me, it would be a co MVP. It would be give half the cookie to Nafisha Collier, give the other half the cookie to Chelsea Gray.
Cause Chelsea just dropped like 38 like 7 days
That's
ago.
what I'm saying. And she has like 6 game winners.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if she won MVP of Unrivaled. I wouldn't be surprised. Like it's honestly, in my opinion, it's going to be between Chelsea Gray and Nafisha Collier. I honestly don't see nobody else win. Those are the only two I can think of for that. And since we're talking about Nafisha Collier, let's say that for last. Let me say that. Let me talk about Kelly McBride first, because that's a bucket too. And if you guys are like, why does she make all first team? Like, check them stats. She's for sure top 5 in scoring in Unrivaled. The 3-point shot is nice. Like her scoring, her scoring repertoire, the bag is endless. She's on that list for a reason. Um, don't let her get hot from the three. She could drive to the basket. She could shoot the mid range. She's just tough to guard. And she's been carrying the team honestly since Alyssa Thomas was hurt with her scoring, you know? So it makes sense why she's on there. But let's talk about it. Queen Fee, Nafisha Collier, man. Leads Unrivaled in scoring. I'm not surprised that she's top three in Unrivaled in rebounding. Like she does it all. Like y'all hearing me talk about her season two for the W when it seemed like every time she comes back, she adds another layer to her game. And one thing I noticed in Unrivaled that she's added and that she's kind of really polished is her fadeaway. Like she's been shooting the fadeaway the past couple of seasons, but it's just like this fadeaway is like it's so polished. Like it's just like she's out there with the cones. She knows which shoulder she's gonna turn off, and like when she turns off that inside or that outside shoulder, the form is still the same. The shot looks the same. It's just automatic. And then it's kind of like it doesn't matter who you put in front of her. If you put somebody smaller on her, she's taking you to the block. If you got somebody bigger and slower on her, she's gonna take you to the basket. If your feet aren't on the 3 point line, she's shooting the three. And then let's not forget, she's a two-way player. So you think you gonna just do whatever you want on offense? No, she's gonna lock you up on defense too. She'll get out there and guard those guards if she has to. If she gets caught in that switch. When it's pick and roll action, she's hedging hard or she's getting over or under that screen and she's blocking shots. Are you kidding me? All around player, MVP. MVP type of player in a discussion. Flix, what you think about Fee? Because that's Queen Fee. That's her name on here, Queen Fee. Okay.
Look, it's going to be a really fun WNBA season. You know, if this is our sneak preview, and you know, if this is what we've been missing by not watching EuroLeague basketball, then so be it. But I'm so glad to see these girls hooping in the off season like this.
Yes, and then I also want to give a shout out to like the second team players as well because this honestly this second team are all W first team caliber players. Skylar Diggins Smith, Angel Reese, Ryan Howard. Okay, we all know about Ryan Howard, a bucket, a bucket. I believe she was 2021's rookie of the year, 20 or 2022, I believe. She was a rookie of the year in the W at one point, but a bucket, a walk-in bucket. You know how they have Dame time? They have Ryan time. You got Shard, you know, like I don't have to do no more explain after that. Like we all know what that means. Ryan Howard got the same thing. So just know she's like that. And she's just super clutch, super versatile. Like the scoring, the scoring is endless. Like if I was to give her an NBA comparison, it's like a mix between Dame Lillard and Kevin Garnett because the length, the mid range, and then if you could do a sprinkle of Carmelo Anthony because she played big guard basketball. Okay, so that's who I think of when I think of Ryan Howard, and like Flick said, this makes me excited for the W season. But I could talk about Ryan Howard all day. Let's get into the next player. Let's get into Skylar Diggins Smith, one of my favorite players in the W, a true vet. Okay, um, Skylar Diggins all through the W's been hooping, been through adversity, and came out on top. Um, she was with the Seattle Storm, surpassed Sue Bird's franchise record in assists. She's brought that same type of scoring and energy in the Unrivaled. And the first 5 games was crazy. The very first game, the game winner she had was crazy. I once I seen that, that gave me the energy to be like, okay, like Skylar's tapping in a different bag. She on some like don't let this age fool you. I could get out there and hoop too. But Skylar Diggins is just dynamic, a left-handed assassin, can kill you on offense, but could also set her teammates up for greatness. great court vision. And then on defense, she's able to pick you up in an unrivaled since 72 feet. She plays, sits down and plays defense. She locks up if she has to. She's kind of like that dynamic point guard that could make a team go from good to elite to championship caliber type of team. And it's just endless. I just can't wait for her to transfer this same type of intensity to the W. That's all I'm waiting on. But last but not least, Angel Reese. Shout out to Lisa Leslie once again. And Angel Reese deserves this second team spot just because of the work that she has put in outside of her team practices, getting in there with Lisa Leslie, asking questions, being vocal. Um, and and she just tweaked a few things, like the footwork is improved, especially down low, and also how she holds the ball. Like I've noticed in her days at Maryland and LSU, the way she kind of holds the ball was kind of like how someone like me, someone 5'6", would shoot the ball. Like she's a big guard, big post. You got to get that ball up. And just from working with Lisa Leslie and telling her to get that ball up, her field goal percentage will increase. That means she will get more opportunity to go to the free throw line. Her rebounding is superb. Like if I had Angel Reese do a basketball camp, she just needs to teach the game of rebounding and boxing out because that's what she does best. That is the thing that's her specialty. That's a rebounding machine. And then the fact that she's able to rebound and like she's been in the gym with Lisa Leslie, she's gonna have so many more and ones. Her free throw percentage is gonna go up. I think that's probably one of the things she needs to work on is free throws because she's gonna get fouled a lot. She's gonna get it. Like I'm sold. I'm sold. I'm excited to see the growth, and now we just need it to be consistent. I want to see it build up in the W. But shout out to those players though. And coach of the year, Coach DJ of the Lunar Owls.
Interesting choice.
Wait, but there's one award. If they had an honorable mention, you know who would get honorable mention for me?
Who?
De'Erica Hamby.
Hmm.
You know why? Top five in Unrivaled for scoring. She had a couple of double doubles. Like
Yeah.
her play may have not been in the spotlight because she's around a lot of bucket caliber players, but she was putting up some numbers and it was quiet.
Yeah. She averaged 19 and 9.
I think she's probably like number three or number four in scoring on the Unrivaled.
Finishing tied with a bunch of a bunch of people were averaging like around 19, but I mean higher averages than a lot of players in the league right now.
Right, but you got to think, don't count week seven's games. But before that, like when we did the previous show, she was like number three or number four in scoring. Yeah, she was up there, and then rebounding too. I
Yeah, no,
think that's my honorable mention.
yeah, and even now, when it comes to points, she averaged more points than Brown Stewart, Sabrina
Hmm.
Rescue, Skylar Diggins, Brittany Griner, Kalia Copper, a lot of people, Jackie Young, Stu Sabali. She's up there, and you're right. I guess silent assassin.
Yeah, but you got to think. Look at the stuff. Look at the stuff that they were running. They were running a lot of pistol. They were running a lot of screen action, and like a player like her was going to get good opportunity. And then they were leaving her wide open too. She's been confident shooting at three. They should have known. They should have known from the last season, like she was going to bring this in the Unrivaled. But I'm excited for Sunday. I need y'all to tune in. Is this going to be some really good hoops? And then, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for professional hoops until May after Monday because the girlies need a break. They need a break. This has been a really good inaugural season. Make sure y'all tune in Sunday for the semis and Monday for the championship game. And I call it we're gonna have Lunar Owls versus the Laces in the championship. Flix thinks it's gonna be the Vinyl versus Rose. You guys gotta figure it out, and you guys gotta go look and tap into that. Like, no excuse. True TV, TNT, HBO Max. If you don't have cable, all right. But what a show.
Shout out to the Vinyl. Shout out to the Rose. Shout out to Chelsea Gray, the point guard. By the way, leader of the Aces, leader of the Rose. She gonna pull it off again. Watch.
Shout out to all the teams at Unrivaled. And wait, a sleeper. Shout out to the social media teams for all the Unrivaled, because y'all been, look, Unrivaled, give them a raise because they've been eating it up on social media. I love the memes. I love the smack talk after the games, all the shade they was throwing. I love it. Give them a raise. Give them a raise. Give them some flowers. Give them something. Give them a bonus. But yes, you guys, good show. Um, be sure to follow us, like, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, like I said, stay tuned. Watch the semis in the championship game. And thanks. We're out of here.